Alright, so I'm just feeling really chatty today. So I wanted to do a video just kind of talking about some controversial takes that I have about some pop culture things and celebrities. So I'm going to be touching on some pop stars and actors, etc. So if you want to be shady, then stay tuned. My dog is rolling around. So first, I have some hot takes about Sabrina Carpenter. And by the way, love her music. I wouldn't say love. I'll play her music. I think it's catchy. I think she clearly has an amazing stage presence and voice. So none of what I'm gonna say is trying to discount that. My only thing is I wish her branding was a little more unique. I feel like that 50s retro vibe, I think it's been done, before. I don't think it's anything super original. I think that her outfits for concerts, like her performance wardrobe, again with the corsets and the leotard and the sparkles and whatnot, I understand that's probably the easiest thing to perform in so that you're as mobile as possible and kind of free. That's why a lot of performers, I understand, wear leotards. But I feel like it's kind of close to Taylor Swift's vibe, just a sequenced bodysuit. I'm not wowed. I'm gonna need something more. So that's just my take. I think her hair is super cute. I like that curtain bang, curly, big, voluptuous look. I just kind of want my pop stars to take more aesthetic risks. That's why I love Lady Gaga so much. I love when pop stars are willing to go a little more avant-garde, a little weird, I like a little more artsy perspective, if you want to put it like that. So, sorry to all my Sabrina Carpenter's fans, I'm not trying to be mean, that's just my opinion. Next, Ariana Grande, and listen, I love Ariana. I'm seeing her next year. I am so excited to see her in concert. I'm going to shit myself. And I love Wicked. Duh. I saw the first movie twice in theaters. I'm seeing the second one this Friday. So again, this is not a hate train Ariana thing. I just expect her to deliver with her makeup more often than she does. So here's my thing with Ariana's makeup. Number one is the brows. I respect the simple, straight brow. Okay, I do. I think that the shape of them being kind of downturned like this, I feel like it gives her this sad kind of puppy dog look, and I'm not sure if I love that on a grown woman, especially a celebrity of her caliber. I feel like a more strong, confident brow would look really good on her. So I've always had that little, I want that little tweak to her brows, Second, in Wicked, I could not help but getting distracted from some of the really small nuances in her makeup that made it look a little amateur. Her eyelash extensions were nice and long, they're beautiful, but there were spaces in between the lash clusters that were not tight lined with eyeliner, so you could see the spaces in between the lash clusters. I feel like that was a little distracting. I feel like she also looked washed out. I'm not sure if enough bronzer and blush and warmth was used on her cheek makeup. There's that. Another thing is that I know they want this big doe-eyed look for Glinda. She's a very warm, inviting kind of character, so I understand you want that eye to look really just open and wide. However, I wanted to talk because I barely ever put under eye mascara on, but I would have loved to see more mascara or just eyeliner smudge to kind of bring the look together because she had such a strong lash, a strong, lengthy black lash, and then nothing on the underneath part, so it was kind of like I needed some balance. I also thought that the dark black lash was not a good choice. Glinda is so blonde, and I think it's more natural and more convincing to maybe have a dark brown or medium brown lash, because those who are naturally blonde will usually not have pitch black lashes, you know what I'm saying? So I would have loved to see a little more thought and a little more care go into her makeup look. Not to say that she didn't look stunning, because the bitch looks stunning. It's just those small things, and I'm like, who was doing this makeup on set, you know? I'm really not trying to tear Ariana apart, but I also will say I feel like the lip makeup was lacking for me as well. I'm not sure if they wanted something more natural, but I don't know if that lip was glossy enough. I feel like Glinda is this character who's like super girly pop and would love like a very like juicy wet lip gloss. I don't think it was giving. So those were my thoughts about Glinda's makeup. Next, Miss Tate McCrae, which, might I add, I also listen to, like, actively in my car, and I've had friends who have seen her in concerts and said that she was just absolutely amazing, like, really performed her ass off. So this is not to discredit any of that, but me and my friends have also talked about her styling. Her wardrobe styling is concerning to me. I feel like most of these performance outfits don't really fit her. They look maybe a little too big. I'm really over the cheap looking corset look. And I love the micro shorts trend. Again, I just think that some of it's a little too big on her. And just to be frank, these kind of just look like little Windsor, White Fox boutique matching sets, and like little Steve Madden boots. Like nothing special, or like, that would match the caliber of her celebrity. I would like to see more creative and artistic choices from a pop star that's, as big as she is, And I'm almost 30, you guys. I think I'm really, really spoiled from the imagery and themes that have come out of pop stars from that mid-2000s era, like I just mentioned. You got Lady Gaga, even Katy Perry, more current pop star that I think does a great job of establishing an aesthetic that isn't very, like, kitschy or gimmicky or mainstream, is like Billie Eilish. Even though she's not super glam, I think that she does a great job with kind of establishing her brand, and doing more like edgy, more like, artsy alternative looks, you know what I'm saying? Like her different hair colors. I love that she wears like baggy clothing and a lot of like sunglasses and hats and accessories. I think she does a great job of branding herself without making it repetitive and tired, you know what I'm saying? And this same kind of like talking point that I have kind of goes for Madison Beer as well. I have only listened to a few of her songs, and from what I've heard, I think she's really good. But she also has the same kind of block, I guess, with kind of like being afraid to look not pretty. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Kim Kardashian also has this problem where you kind of limit yourself artistically with your wardrobe or your album covers or just your like creative direction in general, when you are too concerned about looking attractive in a conventional way, and therefore you don't want to wear does happen for me when I watch like a Megan Thee Stallion music video, you know what I'm saying? There's this attention to detail with the lighting, the costume, the props, the vibes, that I feel like she does really, really well, and it might not get acknowledged as much. If you've watched my lives or my content on TikTok before, you know I'm a Lana Del Rey fan, and even though she doesn't have like more upbeat pop music and she does more like slow ballads, I think she also does a fantastic job in her music videos and her visuals to create this kind of different world. It makes you feel like you are put within like a scene, like you feel like you're like dropped into this world that she's created, which does often have that vintage Americana, Great Gatsby. Like she likes to do like these retro vibes that are really, really fun, so interesting to look at, and in my opinion she does it in a way that isn't overplayed or overly cutesy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not sure if anybody agrees with me or not. I'm making this video in